Denmark is renowned for its cycling culture, where bicycles outnumber cars and biking is a way of life. From bustling cities to serene countryside, Denmark offers a cycling experience like no other. This video takes you on a tour of the world's most bike-friendly country, highlighting its extensive cycling infrastructure, picturesque routes, and the cultural significance of biking in Denmark. Danish cycling culture is as old as the bicycle itself. Bikes were first introduced to the country in the 1880s, and during the 1920s and 1930s, the bicycle became a widespread symbol of equality and freedom. People of all social classes began biking side by side, in the cities on their way to work and in the countryside on their days off. Today, cycling is a deeply ingrained part of Danish culture, and newcomers who do not know how to cycle are encouraged to learn as soon as they arrive. Danish children usually learn to bike before they begin school at age 6, and often much earlier. Until then, they are carried around in small seats attached to one of their parents' bicycles. Danish design is renowned for its focus on simplicity and function. Danish design understands and accommodates the user and context, whether you're talking about dining room chairs, apartment buildings, or motorway bridges. This also applies to bicycle infrastructure. When cycling through Copenhagen and beyond, you'll notice that cycling is made easy in its simplicity, no matter the context. Cycling infrastructure appears in 4 basic typologies: traffic-calm streets, painted bike lanes, separated cycle tracks, and green routes, all without requiring a user manual to navigate. On quieter, more residential streets, cycling is accommodated more subtly. Rather than reserving a dedicated lane that separates bicycle riders from cars, the two modes share the roadway. This, however, depends on the requirement that cars drive at most 30 kilometers per hour, or even better, 20 kilometers per hour. Simply relying on signage stating the speed limit is not enough. To ensure that car drivers drive safely at the designated speed, residential streets in Copenhagen have been treated with various traffic calming measures. By narrowing lane widths, tightening corner radii, and using textured surfaces, motorists are encouraged to drive slowly. This allows car drivers and bicycle riders of all ages and abilities to comfortably share the lane. Along busier neighborhood streets, you'll notice bike lanes separated by a simple painted line. The painted bike lane can effectively provide bicycle riders dedicated space in certain situations. Cars are expected to park between the bike lane and car traffic, adding extra protection for bicycle riders. However, this relies on motorists obeying the painted line, which can't always be guaranteed. For this reason, and many others, the curb-separated cycle track is more effective. At the core of this network is the curb-separated cycle track. Separated from both car traffic and pedestrians by a simple curb, the cycle track provides a simple and intuitive experience for all street users. A quick look at a typical main street in Copenhagen shows that every user knows exactly where they belong. Pedestrians on the sidewalk, bikes on the cycle track, and cars and buses on the roadway. You'll also notice the symmetry of the street, with a one-way cycle track on either side of the street. No confusing weaving of bike lanes from the roadway to the sidewalk, only to disappear for 2 blocks before reappearing again in a completely different form, just straight and simple cycle tracks. In Copenhagen, there are 4 main types of bicycle infrastructure. The first is the dedicated bike lane, separated from traffic by a raised curb. The second type is the cycle track, which is further separated from cars by an additional buffer, providing a safer experience for cyclists on busy streets. The third type is the buffered cycle track, which offers extra protection on challenging roads. The fourth type of infrastructure is the off-street path, which runs through parks, along waterfronts, railway lines, and highways. These paths provide recreational routes and connect the on-street bike lanes. They are designed with different surface colors to maintain separation between pedestrians and cyclists and cater to both recreational riders and commuters. By adhering to these 4 typologies, cycling in Copenhagen becomes intuitive and reliable, with no need for riders to adjust their technique for different routes. Moreover, these typologies contribute to safer cycling by design. People of all ages cycle in Copenhagen not only because it's safe, but because it feels safe. An average of 5.7 million kilometers are cycled between each serious accident. Last year, of the millions of cycle trips, there were 81 seriously injured cyclists reported, a number that has decreased by 1/3 in the past decade. At the same time, perception of safety has improved as well. Polls show that more than 3/4 of residents feel safe when cycling. Commuting by bike is the fastest, easiest, most healthy, and environmentally friendly way to get around the cities of Denmark. And the numbers speak for themselves. Residents who cycle in Copenhagen request 1.1 million fewer sick days. Cyclists reduce CO2 emissions by 20,000 tons a year on average. Every kilometer traveled by bike instead of by car means €1, USD 1.16 gained in terms of health benefits. Cycling through Denmark is more than just a mode of transport, it's a way of life. With its stunning landscapes, unparalleled infrastructure, and vibrant cycling culture, Denmark offers an unforgettable experience for every cyclist. Make sure to let us know your thoughts and don't forget to like today's video. Thanks for watching.